and we talked about making pictures in our minds while we listen to a story and we make pictures in our minds. I want to talk today a little bit more with you three about making pictures in our minds to help us to understand the story better. And I want to give you an example first. I'll wait until the end and we'll talk about it. I want to give you an example first because when I was your age, I loved to read about Ramona Cundy. Do you know Ramona Cundy? Okay, well that was one of my favorite characters. And I recently, as an adult, I've read the Junie B. Jones series. You know that?
Yeah, we do it.
Okay, and then also I've read several other chapter books. I have several books in it, so that you always, and I've read some of the Magic Treehouse. But the example I want to give you is that when I read a Ramona book or a Julie B. book, I always imagine the house that they live in, and I've made up a home that they live in my brain, using my imagination, based a little bit on what I read in the text. So for example, when I read Ramona, I know that they have one level house. So not like upstairs or anything. They just have one level house, and they have a basement. And I also know they have a kitchen where a door closes. So I have those three pieces of information, and with that, I just created a house in my brain. So I took the fact that it was one level, the fact that it had a basement, and that it had a kitchen door that closes, and I just made up a house. And so when I close my eyes, I can go to Ramona's house.
You can see
In my brain. Yeah, I can see it in my brain. It's in my imagination, okay? Not really with my eyes, but in my imagination. Same thing with Junie B's house, because of the descriptions in the books about where her brother's room is and how she would go in her brother's room and like climb in the baby bed, and I just have the geography of her house. I can close my eyes and I can see the geography of the house, and I can describe it to you as well. Okay, so those are some examples that I used. So we're going to try this today together, where we're going to work on envisioning what something looks like. And I have a story I want to read you. It is called, I'm just going to read a little bit of the story. This is, again, nonfiction, and again, it's about an adventure that this girl goes on, just like the book that Mrs. Falk read to us yesterday. This little girl is going to the Sea of Cortez, and she's writing a journal. So she has to write down what she's actually seen, so that we, as the reader, can make that picture in our brain. So let me read something to you, okay? Hang on just a second.
reading with a computer.
Yeah, I know, I'm reading on the computer. Isn't that cool?
Like tumble book.
Yes, it is like Tumble Books. Okay. So she's going to an island, okay? And so here's the sort of kind of coming into the story while she's going to the island. It says, in order to get close to the island, we had to ride in an inflatable rubber boat. We were able to get very close to the sea lions. There were hundreds of them. Some were sleeping on the rocks while others were playing in the water. Okay, now I want you guys to close your eyes. Okay, I'm going to talk out loud and I'm going to describe this scene to you, and I want you to envision what I'm saying, because I'm envisioning the scene based on what I just read. Okay, so I'm picturing this giant rubbery red boat that can just barely float, and it just holds a few people in it, and it makes a really squeaky sound every time I move around in it, and I can feel the seawater splashing on me as I'm riding it. And then I come up upon those sea lions, and they're like everywhere, and they're like on top of each other, and they've got sand all over them, and they're shining in the sun. And the rocks are like really dark black, and some of them are lighter gray. So I'm just envisioning that scene. Okay, open your eyes. Could you see that in your mind?
Then I closed my eyes and like I saw something that all my eyes were red.
Sometimes that's just part of how our eyes work. It's okay. Okay, so did you hear my description of that scene? based a little bit on what I read from the story. Okay, I'm going to read another scene to you now. And I want to hear from you, okay? Okay. Then came the best part. We were allowed to snorkel and swim with the sea lions. They were very friendly and playful. I loved it when a young one swam up to me to say hello. It was a great thing. Okay, think about that scene. Keep your eyes closed. Think about. You can tell me what you saw. Okay, what is your name? Matthew. Tell me what you see.
I saw, I can see they were the people were this one, has red and black. You can see like a seal,
Uh-huh.
like a red seal, and the little one came
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me what you see, Sophia?
It's not, it's imagining.
Okay, it's okay. Anything else, Sophia? No, that's all? Okay. June, what do you see when you
When they were
when I
trying
was
to go
reading?
to the river, they packed a little food for the sea lions,
Okay.
and they went, and they died. And they were swimming. Remember when the baby said hello? The ship was his like hand,
Okay.
and like the main hero like pat on his head and gave the food,
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay.
and he just went.